Good evening, and thanks again for joining us on our continuous coverage of John Mahama's campaign tour of the Greater Accra region. This is phase 4, and a short while ago, I can tell you that he's just been engaging the traditional leaders here at Kpone Katamanso, where the campaign tour is, and very soon he'll be here to address a minute there. But I can tell you, the people have just been jubilating, dancing, drinking, and then anything they can do to excite themselves is what they are doing here. Now, Kpone Katamanso is a very unique constituency. What I've observed over the past few years is that the vote pattern in this constituency narrows in favor of the MPP anytime there is going to be a change in government, or perhaps the MPP is in opposition. And so the NDC has been performing very well in this constituency. I've won most of the parliamentary elections. But what is interesting is that when it goes to the major 8-year breakers, they lose marginally. But even before we tell you much about what is coming in here, the breaking news is that the Speaker of Parliament has finally decided on the 4 MPP MPs who decided to go independent. And as we speak, 3 of them, the seats have been declared vacant technically, and one NDC, and the NDC Memphis Central seat is also an issue of interest. But the summary of it is that the NDC, as we speak, now has the majority in parliament in terms of numbers, and it is very, very interesting to know these numbers, because barely 53 days into the December election, win the December elections. And so the latest news is that the NDC is now holding the majority in parliament, because 3 of their MPs on the majority side, then the seats have been declared vacant because they decided to go independent. Now, I want to give you an idea about the voting pattern in the Kpone Katamanso constituency. And I was telling you about the fact that anytime MPP is in opposition and they are about to win an election, the vote pattern changes in favor of them. In 1996, for example, the NDC won 70.5% of the votes. In 2000, when the NDC lost that election, they won the presidential election with 52% votes. In 2004, the NDC increased it to 53.8%. In 2008, when the NDC was returning to government, they increased the vote in terms of presidential to 63%. In 2012, it dropped to 57%, and in 2016, when the NDC lost the presidential elections to the MPP, the vote margin was 51.4%. There are a little over 100,000 people in this constituency. And let me tell you what happened in 2020. In 2020, John Mahama won over 54,000 of the votes here in Kpone Katamanso. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who is the president today, won only 37%. That is 40.11%. Now, with these statistics, the NDC believes that with the abysmal performance of the MPP, most especially with reference to projects that have been abandoned, they hope to increase the vote margins. Now, if you look around here, you notice that hundreds have been gathered for several minutes. They are seated waiting patiently for the arrival of John Dramani Mahama. And so, as we do before his entry, I have one of the party executives here who I am going to engage to help us understand Kpone Katamanso. Before you joined me, I did a brief statistics. I looked at vote patterns, and it will look like this is a stronghold of the NDC. But anytime the MPP is in opposition and it so happens that they are going to win an election, the NDC margin drops. As we speak, what is the enthusiasm like? What is likely to happen in 2024 come December 7th?
Okay, thank you so much. Any opportunity, because we have so many industries here. The national cake must be shared with each constituency equally. But when it comes to Kpone Katamanso, for the past 8 years, when the MPP took over office, nothing is happening within this constituency. I can tell you authority that if you go to almost all the communities, we have close to 20 different communities.
Which communities really fall under Kpone Katamanso? Because a lot of people see you at the coastal belt, but we understand it stretches beyond the highway towards Tema.
So Kpone Katamanso is connected to 9 different other constituencies. We have Ashama, we have the 3 Tema constituencies, we have Ekwapim South, that is contained around Ebri, we have Shayo Sudoku, we have Adenta, we have Medina.
Let's do this again. So that means Kpone Katamanso is very huge.
Yes.
And help us again by mentioning the constituencies which share boundaries with Kpone Katamanso.
Okay, before I go there, I want the public to know that Kpone Katamanso is not the biggest constituency in Ghana and the most populated, 417,000 membership as at 2021.
Compared to Domekwa Benya.
Yes, it's the biggest in Ghana now per record. The population. Now we are connected to 9 different constituencies. Now at Kpone, we are connected to Ningo Pram Pram. Now if you move from Kpone, if you are connected to Tema, that is City Brother and its environment, we are connected to Tema Central, Tema East, Tema West. Then we have connection with Asham
or people doing their own business. Let's look at Kpone, for example. On our way from the main road through the waste dump site to Kpone, we noticed that this road was under construction, but it looks like it's worse off. And then if the stretch that also takes us to the Asogli plant hasn't seen any major rehabilitation. What really has been the picture? Tell us beyond that.
Okay, the good news is that NDC in 2012 took the assembly for with the intention of developing the constituency, but we didn't have possible 4 years. NDC did a lot in terms of do asphalt. When you go to other side of the community, that's Zedu through to that of Baulechi, we also did the first course there across the constituency. But the truth is that when MPP took over office for the past 8 years, not even a single road. In fact, the grader we bought for the by the MPs in Parliament currently, that is why we now gotten those graders, those machines. Even for them to move to the public to just go and work on our road is a major challenge.
Now let's look at the Kpone community, typically fishing community. They raise several issues. You engage them. Have the people here understood the NDC policies, and which of them resonate with the fishermen particularly?
Oh yes, actually I was part of the people that did the investigation around what they need. In fact, about less than a month now, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama sent a team that came to meet them, and one of the challenges to having a landing site, they also need some level of financial support for them. And see, the NDC manifesto has vividly captured the need for fishermen along the side. Relationship with them and visit them frequently, trying to interact them with the constituency. I think they bought into the idea fully, and we are believing that because they are going to a lot of challenge, and even the cost of the premise they use. Currently they are struggling to get premise, but under the NDC it was cheap at the same time available. So we believe strongly that they are going to vote for us seriously come 7 December 2024.
I see a lot of young men and women here, basically in their mid-20s or early 30s. I don't know, but it will look like many of them are expectant. What do they want from John Mahama? Because they equally live in this constituency, and beyond the opportunities, I am sure they have other expectations.
Yes, the Kpone Katamanso is the industrial hub. When I say industrial hub for Ghana, we are all the industrial zones are within us. We have major companies like Aloes, Stocks, and other these big companies in manufacturing, and it's over 200 major companies. In fact, we are rated as the most constituency that generated the most revenue for the whole of Ghana. But the issue is that most of the youth here do not have job. And the truth is that this is the biggest constituency, as I've said, with the most population. So this time around, most of the youth need jobs, and the issues about the economy. And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama seems to have the solution, especially when it comes to the 24-hour economy. So we believe strongly that with the implementation of the 24-hour economy, all the youth here, not all of them, but majority will have something doing. Come 7 December.
So it means that because there are lots of companies within this particular constituency, because it shares border with Tema, that's Tema Central. Is it Tema? Which of the? Tema West, Tema Central, and that's where Tor is. And then you look at the Asogli plant, you look at Aluwex, you mentioned the cocoa processing factory. So your expectation is that, assuming the policies go well, which Mahama is very positive about, then it means that these companies can run 24 hours and create more opportunities for the youth.
Yes, that is the fact. And all the right now as a country, not only Kpone Katamanso, but I'm also a youth. I'm also looking for a job. And once I'm searching, I'm not getting. I see somebody who is coming to create one job that 3 people will be doing, 3-shift system. It's something we all have bought into it. So the youth here, we are ready to support His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. In fact, a lot of them come to us complaining, pleading with us that we should secure their vote this time around. They are going to vote for the NDC massively. All they need is that we should secure their vote because they are struggling.
Okay, thank you very much. So that's where we are. So I'm so grateful. I'll talk to you again later in the program. I've seen a woman who is dancing at Baja. Let me have a chat with the madam. Come to me. I see that when you are Japan.
Many aje. Ah, mi papa ambra. Amoy ya de maye. A bro bag ba ku ya 4,400. Jeneta 2,000. Jene bago. Obeto na hi na wanya osika.
Bato ye kasano ya shaha na ejuma be na oye.
Mi papa mi ton jene. Ba amuya de. Sisi ama mi sika ni nyina sa. First ne ye pani 500, 600. Sisi ani dia 2,000. Who from Abakra there?
Ati adienam ewo Mahama nhyehyeye mu a ama wani gyew.
Mahama sanya me adum na waba. Na yete nkwan mu a oba 24 hour adwuma ye be ya broso ama ye ho atoye awo nyame din mu ye da na se
Yo
tuma ba ye de ebreye
yo me da se bebre. And so what I'll be doing is that I'll be engaging. We are going in circles. Madam, Yankatri and Yanka Brofo, Obeka Gam, so Mentega, yo, Impacho, Minim say, Mo need a sword no bebre. A Diana Monida Swa, Mujidis and Mahama Ba, Obetumia, and SSO ye, na Edia Hoto Ede Brem.
Yo, Mimbanya do manye. Manya bla of yezu eyeza wo hie ka mama no wo le aka ka mama ba e ba fe no ko pakpa ha wo ye po ma na emi wo ye ni pipi wo gba efite wo be nu hu ye bie ni wo he mo ke yeli ni wo ye odi mama ba ne ba fe ne ke ni ne ha wo youth ni nye bia na me be ni tumo hu ne ba nu tumo agbele ha me 24-hour economy anya tuni ni wo youth e fe ana ni tumo na metu ni wo ye hu Women's Bank nega bagbele ha wo ni wona ko wo ketuni wo ke kwa wo sian ke wo bife chano manya bla wo fe.
Yo, so basically what she's saying is that they have a lot of expectations. One key one is access to potable water. Many young men here don't have jobs, and they believe that the 24-hour economy will create opportunity. And you also talked about the Women's World Bank, the Women's Bank Development Bank. Thank you very much. I've tried, isn't it? So I'm still continuing to engage as many women as possible. Very shortly, I'll be walking towards where many of them have been cordoned off. But it's excitement here. It's dancing as if they are in a festival mood. They are all happy, and it will look as if they are not angry people yearning to vote out a government they believe has failed. Madam, when you are Jibadentia,
no, ni telete. Mama ka wo wonu no woni amaka musu nye akufado se na ma vote a ne towo ne no watu opole nche bia na wonya sika wo ga hiyo ni Scafe, but the boss walk out the afono. What's about that for me? No, lady. Get a vote to obey at Tioniano. Me, if you no go feel, or me make a catch and go my head, catch me to go buy my head. Say better more now for to win the money. Nibi, I'm winning. So
what she's saying is that John Mahama advised them. He told them that it is better to go with somebody with experience, but they didn't listen. They have regretted, and things are tough. They are struggling. If you have money and you are doing business, it's almost like your capital is almost gone. And so, madam, thank you very much for talking to me. Let me engage more. I'll soon be walking to where people have lined up to just speak to people at random. Madam, how are you?
I'm fine.
Now tell me, let's look at the camera and speak. For you as a young mother or a young woman, what are some of the things in the NDC's manifesto promise, or what in your opinion Mahama can do differently to improve your lives?
Thank you very much. My name is Elizabeth. The 24-hour economy, among everything, I'm so enticed with the 24-hour economy because one work 3 people can do. Somebody goes in the morning and closes in the afternoon. Somebody continues from the afternoon to the evening. So with this, everybody will get work to do. Everybody will be at ease. And the rest of which is the price of things are increasing. I think we so staying at home is really worsening the case. I'm a teacher. I'm telling you, this one is really worsening the case. So we need a change. Mama said in his manifesto that when it comes, he's not going to abolish the free education. He's just going to advance it. He's going to add more to it so that he will build more schools for everybody to get to school to go.
So are you supporting NDC because of what NDC stands for, or it is because of John Mahama or Professor Jenan Opokwajiman?
I'm supporting NDC because of what NDC stands for. When NDC comes and they are not able to accomplish their promises, I will change my mind. I love their promises they are giving the 24-hour economy. Everything in it is jet, which will support the youth and everybody in this town and everybody else.
Okay, thank you very much. So I've been speaking to another. So thank you very much. So what I want to do now is to help you to have an idea about the situation here at Kpone Katamanso. We are at Kpone at the moment as we speak. But what is really happening now is that the people have gathered here in their hundreds. You will not believe it, and it is almost like there is something unique that is going to happen today, either because John Mahama is going to reiterate some of the promises he's been making over the period, or just because they are excited that gradually, with some 50 plus days left, the NDC will win the 2024 elections and they will be able. Now what I want to do is to walk to some of those who are standing there so that I can speak to as many as possible. But there is a young man here. Say, come and let me talk to you. Now you are here for the NDC. John Mahama will soon arrive to address the people. Now when we talk about this constituency, what critical issues are of concern to the elders, the fishermen, the farmers, the women who want to go into trade, and why they will soon be hearing that from her?
Okay, so when you take the constituency into perspective, what is very important to us is our road network. And if you look at the years that we have had this constituency, most of the roads that we have had in the constituency was constructed by the NDC. The MPP, when they come, they don't do anything. So we believe that
to be frank, to be frank, especially free education. Oh, to be frank, and free education. Minimum say, Samama ba, free education or Mokan, or be so mukina, or be an proper one. Is the time I walk pokra, yeah. Bamusoma Mushi. Yes, a Cromway. Hospital, and hospital clinic. You so ba, you have hospital. You have
okay, eti sene ekadon John Mahama ekadon John Mahama is going to be here any moment from now. Before I speak to this woman, I just want my cameraman to pan gradually so that you can see the long queue of women who have lined up singing and dancing to the NDC anthem. I say, I feel abana ekoto no ema aje ejumade no efiri member nche denti na ema bebre ni aje sa.
Hey, bra ye bra no yentumi yaduane pom ma ye ma indi na ye nku bepe ye po enti bra ye bra ni ti na ye ma no sesa ya sorry pa
na mo ema no edien mo amoton ade sei enoma ben na ha mo pa ama mu sumu amuyem
sesa indian fo aba no mo dada ye na eyi bia nanu mu na odi omu ba ye omu dada ye se omu ma ye ska na ye mu di agi sika omu be san ma ye no omu be san agi ni nyina wo ye obio enti ne ma sese a ye ma no ye ni abre pa ye pese ma mbra na onu a ye wo bank a ye di ska ko ho ye wo nyama bebre a ya nkasa ye sese wa atwa ni nyina mu enti ye pese ombra no be so on my sorry bio.
Okay, but that's a bebre. Eti yenda na wo dress ni asechire sen. I say bibi shewechi, wash your goggles, wash your chair. Ni nyina asechire sen.
Me enye na me frase di politics ete. Me frase free BNDC. Lawrence time. Now victory ababa say. Sata da bi ehon na che Sata ito na mi fra say ye party. Enti mi miti party ase. Yesi weyi na ekwa, weyi na ediko. Enti mi de miti ase pa.
Enti wo jidi wo John Mahama mu.
Hey! Mi wo jidi wo ni mo mi dakra na mi su hu da ye. Nyama nu wo sha ahodi ewo mu nu. Onu nti. Wo hu nu po, wo sha ni nyama ahodi wo mu.
Okay, so this woman basically so this woman basically says that she believes in John Mahama. She knows that things are hard and she believes that it is the NDC that will be able to solve their problems. There are more people around, but interestingly it will look like there are more women. Madam, Mamino Nkasa, Mpacho, wo edien o pese Mahama yema.
Me pese obua you to for ye bre. Ye kon market to koto ade 1 cedi, ade bet na 2 cedi. Ten say Mahama ba bibia be fry. Ye won bet toye, bibia be fry. Ten pese Mahama ba power. Number 8 na mboni ina acha number 8 chiye no. Number 8 ye be free.
Nampacho wo ye djuma na.
Mpacha.
Ejuma be na wo ye.
Me chi barrier, obe kwa ne barrier no. Barrier ba, yes barrier mbai. Obe kokoto ba ye ne be 20 cedis, ade be 50 Ghana. Obe ti oil, obe ti rubber, o no be wan nya hwe free. Kan say Mahama ba nya mi adum bia be fine. E da my youth no.
Okay, so let me continue engaging. And madam, come closer to me. Come. Now, menka brofo na menka chi denti na pesa me kwachi.
Me pesa me ti me express.
O pesa espresso ho. Empacho kasa. Kadia ema wudi yawo. Ena dia wo fu say ema unkranhye.
Dia mama di yawo ni say me ton asana ekudemi. First na me to ama wo no na me to sugar kotoko ba ko 4 million. Say me to sugar kotoko ba ko 8 million. 8 million na mto sugar kutoko baako aketu ebi na ewo ntimi fa nton ade ahin bia na enti ejuma ni ntimi nkwaso ejuma so ni o man ni ejuma ni o man nti e mi crash ani say Mahama ba ejuma beba niama be koso niama bo so beba from kakra nti e won be toyen nti na e wo ho no
okay
sugar ni so about sugar ni oil no ye pele sabi kwa ye sugar ti oil want to number kakra ma ye nti ni so beba.
Okay, so at the moment I've spoken to a couple of the women around. I just want you to have a mental picture if you are listening to us, and if those of you who are watching us, I just want you to have a view of the people here. You see that hundreds have gathered here and they have all been waiting to see John Mahama. Many of them are waiting to hear him at first hand, telling them exactly what the issues are, what they want to see John Mahama do. I've seen a man sitting here. Let me speak to him. You are
here, but that has been their style when it's coming to vote. So I wouldn't say they have done much that they have to done here.
Okay, so thank you very much. I am still continuing to speak to people, and as we speak, the indication we get is that any moment from now, John Dramani Mahama will be arriving here. I have seen his vehicle enter this campaign grounds, and I'll be taking you exactly to give you a better picture of his entry onto the campaign grounds. And so you see hundreds here. Everybody is expectant. They have raised their heads. They are looking up to see his face. Of course, this is Kpone Katamanso. It is a stronghold of the NDC. The people voted every 4 years to elect a member of parliament who represents the NDC. But the picture we get now is that there's so anger, there's so much disappointment, and the vote pattern in 2024 will be far more different from what we have seen in the past. Don't forget that in 2017, so let me continue engaging before John Mahama is ushered here. Now, madam, I'm saying when you are
many say mama bakbo na ni aye pese on ye mayenu ye pese on ye maye ye ma school ene niama ye pipe isuo ye bibia ye kwan enti ni aye yenu ye pe onu na ye pese oba be ye maye na ye hu toye
na MPP abai so omo ayade pa o
MPP aba ye hu ni oyeye osi onu na oye kwan nu media mi hu ye enti mi pese mama mbra de mama ba ni aye penu o ba be ye maye galamse nu o mu jai galamse nu o se ye bibia o galamse su onu ekuye enti onu na ye se oba on stop na ye hu toye
I'm saying when you are prepared.
Many are prepared. Say, me mo NDC, me NDC pa, me do choti, me do mama.
The deafening sound obviously tells you John Mahama is climbing the stage, and I'm sure as soon as they see him, you hear the deafening sound. And that is so that is how they are receiving John Dramani Mahama, and obviously it is an endorsement of John Mahama's presence. And so we are crossing over to the master of ceremonies to take over the rest of the program. We'll be coming in from time to time to help you appreciate the picture on the ground. Let's listen.
His Excellency, the incoming President, Kpone Katamanso is happy to have you here today. His Excellency, 2012, you gave Kpone Katamanso a district assembly. From 2012 to 2016, we start development in Kpone Katamanso. Hey, Yezu, His Excellency, you gave us district assembly. From 2012 to 2016, we start development in Kpone Katamanso. Kaje 2012, Keba 2016, no how district assembly. Within this short time, 4 years per, our secondary school Kpone, our market Kpone, Kote Zenwe, our polyclinic, our market, Kaje Kopano Fair, our 15 clinics, our 24 basic schools. Ni otuning MPPB neba wanako amenuchumo ene hewo wole akaka was fonsiki wa habwe oba fe no ni feneke ewo na gba New York Kpone Katamanso waji wa rose ko ba pohun wo water problem like for many years ne nuba no wa pa bo fa ka oba no kwanu e no o hawo wo wole hu amena ni na premise fuel ba Dani atball moto humba no ameka wa no le akeka ba power ene meji no ne yiyame eyezu His Excellency wa assure bo Kpone Katamanso akewo bahabo at least 80% of the vote 80% of the vote wa buy house to house wa buy door to door wa buy both economy bona feli oba yenkuni nika o win hu ko liake why you be that? What no problem eh? Oh ya fake ko identity o solve identity problem. No wale ake Kpone area ni hu ka oba what no problem eh? Oba nyo solve. Yezu ye radon madon.
Yezu Chode wa MP. Anyone shall appear. We invite the next President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency, 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 John Dramani, John Dramani, His Excellency, the next President, John Dramani Mahama.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Kpone Katamanso, are you ready? Kpone Katamanso, are you ready? Kpone Katamanso, are you ready? Are you ready to vote out the MPP Baumia Akufo-Addo administration? Are you ready to drive the elephant back into the bush? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If the report I am hearing from Parliament is true, then something historic has just happened. The report I am hearing is that the Speaker has declared 4 seats vacant. Of the 4 seats, 3 are from the MPP and 1 is from the NDC. So if those seats have been declared vacant, then it means in the life of one parliament, the minority has turned to the majority and the majority has turned to the minority. So for me, God is even showing a sign of what is going to happen. Because even before we have cast one single ballot, the NDC has become the majority. But we have to make it a reality on 7th December 2024. And that is when the people of Ghana are going to cast their votes. And I know that 7th December 2024 is going to be a watershed event that will change the course of Ghana's history. I've been to 10 regions so far, and everywhere I have gone and interacted with market women, with taxi drivers, with teachers, with nurses, with doctors, with drivers, everybody says Ghana needs a change. Ghana needs a change. We have suffered long enough. The youth of this country no longer have the luxury to continue on the path of trial and error. Let me tell you, my brothers and sisters, this Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration, they've run out of ideas completely. There's no new idea left in their heads. You see what is happening to the Black Stars? What is happening to the Black Stars is a reflection of what is happening in the nation. The team is demoralized, it is dispirited, it is demotivated, and it cannot play like the Black Stars. And that is because behind the team is a president, a vice president, and a government that has dispirited all Ghanaians. They've demoralized all Ghanaians, and they've demotivated all Ghanaians. But my brothers and sisters, a change is coming. A change is coming. And that change will come on 7th December 2024. Ghanaians must speak with one voice and tell Akufo-Addo and Bawumia and this MPP administration that enough is enough. We have suffered them in silence for too long, and the time has come for us to demonstrate that Ghanaians can take back their country when it matters. We put this country in their hands. Clearly, they've been unable to manage it properly. They've destroyed our lives. Corruption has run riot. The economy is destroyed. Hardship is stalking the land. Food prices are rising every day. Ghanaians are in pain. Youth are unemployed. And Ghana is at its lowest ebb in the history of this country. For the first time in our history, a government has borrowed so much that it has finally come and admitted that it can no longer pay its debt. They have inflicted pain on Ghanaians whose only harm or only mistake is that they bought a government of Ghana bond. Everywhere in the world, government bonds are the safest investment anybody can make. Today in Ghana, who wants to buy a government bond? Because a government led by Akufo-Addo and Bawumia, who was declared the economic wizard. If you are the head of an economic management team and you have led the country to a place where you have defaulted on your bonds and your citizens can no longer trust your bond, you have no business being in government. And yet, they know no shame. They won't apologize to Ghanaians. They have the audacity to come and run again and say that this government, of which I'm a part, this government has done this and passed this, and so when you vote for my government, I will change the things my government has done so that my government that will come will basa 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 basa. You can't understand the head or tail. I sit in cabinet and we decide on things. We decide on e-levy, we decide on betting tax, we decide on emissions levy, we decide on coverage levy. We take all the decisions that we have taken. Then now I come back and say, no, I'm not part of it. I was only a driver's mate. If you're a driver's mate, you remain with your master. You continue to be a driver's mate. There's something in government called collective responsibility. You take decisions together and you take responsibility together. But what is happening in Ghana is the strangest we've ever seen. The first time it's happening that somebody who's part of collective responsibility sat and took decisions with his president today says that I don't take responsibility for the decisions that we took. It doesn't happen like that. I didn't do that to Professor Mills. Professor Mills was my president. I sat with him in cabinet. We took decisions together. When I became president, I accepted responsibility for everything that happened under President Mills. I didn't say I was a driver's mate. I was not a driver's mate. I was a co-driver. If President Mills was not driving, he handed over the car to me to drive. You see, this election we're going to have is about two things. The first is the economy, and the second is employment. In 2016, Akufo-Addo and Bawumia had no track record. They had never been in this position before. Today, we can see evidence of them. So if we mark them on the two reasons why they took over from the NDC, one is the economy. They said they'll make it better. They were going to bring somebody from Bank of Ghana. I have worked in the Bank of Ghana before. I know the money is there. We don't need to borrow to develop this country. You remember all that? So they brought that person as the economic whiz kid to change the economic fortunes of this country. Now let's mark him on the economy. The first one is debt. When you took over, debt was 120 billion. You said that we don't need to borrow to develop this country and that the money is there. I've worked in Bank of Ghana before. Today the debt is 767 billion cedis. So if the people of Ghana are marking you on the debt, they will mark you fail. F, you have failed. When you took over, inflation was at 13%. You said prices were too high. A ball of kenke was 1 cedi. You said it was too expensive. Petrol was 14 cedis a gallon. You said it was too expensive. The cedi was 4 cedis to $1. You said it had depreciated. Cement was 24 cedis a bag. You said it was too expensive. Today, inflation is above 20%. A gallon of petrol is 72 cedis. A bag of cement is 100 cedis. A ball of kenke is 5 cedis. So if we mark you on inflation, we'll mark you F, fail. Everything in this country has deteriorated. Unemployment was 8.4%. Today, after 8 years under Bawumia and Akufo-Addo, unemployment is almost 15%. 15% of our young people are at home and cannot find jobs to do. If we mark them on employment, we'll mark them F for fail. And so, by their words you shall judge them. And all the words they spoke in 2016, they themselves no longer want to hear their own recording. When you play their recording back for them on TV, they get angry. Why are you playing it back? But you are the same people who said it. All the things that you said are there. When the cedi and the Mills moved from 1 cedi to $1 to 2 cedis to $1, Akufo-Addo asked me and Mills to resign and go home and think about ourselves. Today, that same cedi has moved to 17 cedis to $1, and you don't have the principle to resign. The people of Ghana are going to make you resign, whether you like it or not. And so, we know all the issues that are of concern to you. the fishermen, the pre-mix issue. When NDC was there, the pre-mix used to go to the fishermen themselves. They had their landing beach committees, and the pre-mix used to go to them. Today, the pre-mix goes to political executives, party executives, women's organizers, party chairmen, party secretaries. And so the real fishermen have to go to a women's organizer who is a hairdresser to go and buy pre-mix for her. Where did we go wrong as a people? Outboard motors. We used to bring outboard motors and give to the fishermen, and they'll pay 70% of the price, and the rest we spread it over a period of time for them. Today, outboard motors are in private people's houses, subsidized outboard motors. Government gives it, and they put their profit on it before they sell it to the fishermen. That is not acceptable. Look at Kpone. Kpone is part of the Tema industrial area. You should have some of the nicest roads in the whole country. And yet the roads in Kpone area are some of the worst in the whole country. But I can assure you, when NDC comes, all the roads in the industrial enclave, in the free zones, in Kpone Township, we are coming to make them first-class roads. So, I'm not going to talk too long. We have an election to win. All of you should get ready for 7th December. Many people have told me, President Mahama, we're going to vote for you, but would you protect our vote? What I'm telling you is that all of us are going to protect our vote. And so please, in the morning, when you wake up and you go and vote, remember that at 5 o'clock in the evening, go back to your polling station, everybody. Go back to your polling station at 5 o'clock and make sure that they count all the ballots one by one and they declare the results. The Electoral Commission has said that every polling station, after they finish counting, they should declare the results. And when they declare the results, if you have a video camera, take a video of the presiding member declaring the results, so that tomorrow somebody cannot change the results at your polling station. Now, when you get your ballot paper is going to be like this. This is how your ballot paper is going to be. And even though NDC is number 8, don't worry about number 8. The important thing is to look for the akatawia. That's what you look for, the umbrella. And so look for the umbrella. You, the lady there, come in the black. Come up here. Come up. Where are you? Give her away. Okay.
I'll drive for you.
Okay. You come. Stand there. So wait. I want you to show me. I want you to show me the Akataria on this. Point at the Akataria. Point at the Akataria. Okay. Okay, she's pointed at it. Correct for 5 points. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you. So she said that this is. So if you look at this ballot paper, you see the umbrella symbol, and you see NDC written there. And then where she pointed, here is the place for the thumbprint. So here you take your thumb and then you thumbprint it. Thumbprint it sideways, don't thumbprint it like this. Because if you do it long and the space is small, your thumbprint will cross the line. So do it sideways so that the thumbprint will fit the box. And then when you finish, clean your thumb. When you finish with the thumbprint, the ink will still be wet on your thumb. There will be a tissue there. Take it and clean your thumb properly before you fold the ballot paper. So after you vote, leave the ballot paper on the table. For instance, this is the ballot paper. It will be on the table. So when you thumbprint it, leave it on the table. Don't touch it. Take the tissue, clean your hand properly before you hold the ballot paper, and you fold it like this, lengthwise, long, not short. You have to fold it long, not short. You don't fold it like this. You fold it like this. And then when you finish, you can fold it again, and then you go out and put it into the ballot box. After you finish that, they'll give you another ballot paper. That is for the parliamentary election. You do the same thing. You thumbprint it, you clean your thumb dry, and then you fold it, and then you come and put it in the box. You look for the umbrella on that one too, and then you thumbprint it. You can see the umbrella these young people are holding. Just look for the umbrella. The NDC colors are there: red, white, green, and black. And so when you finish, you fold it and you put it. That will be the parliamentary ballot. And so the official candidate in Kpone Katamanso for the National Democratic Congress is my younger brother standing here, Joti. So after you vote for JM, you must vote for Joti. And so I'm going to raise his hand so that all of you know that officially he is our recognized candidate here in Kpone Katamanso constituency. So when you vote for JM, vote for Honorable Joseph Akwete Tete, aka Joe T.
Okay,
thank you very much. God richly bless all of you. Thank you.
Has just been introduced to the people. John Mahama is touring parts of Greater Accra region as part of Phase 4 campaign visits to the constituency. We are moving towards Tema, and so when we go there, I'll tell you more about how people are receiving him.